What up, fam? I'm Dr. DeLuna, and you are listening to Drop It Like It's Doc podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about how the industry of motherhood is lying to you and how you don't need most of the things that you are told that you need, especially as a first-time mom. So as you know, I am the mother to a perfect child. She is perfect. So I'm also aware that there's going to be things that you may have needed that I did not need just based on the way that the universe helped you birth your baby, okay? But there are so many things that I thought I needed that I didn't even use at all, that I will never use, that now just are pretty decorations in my daughter's room. And I'll also say that overall, this parenting world is just a great way for society to make you feel like you have no idea what you're about to be doing. So then if you buy this thing, you'll somehow be a better parent. Or, all the influencers on Instagram will tell you what you need. But trust me, you probably don't need any of it. I think that babies are made to believe that they are very expensive, but they're actually not. Really, the most expensive thing that you'll be buying is diapers. Unless you're choosing to do like the cloth route, which I thought I was going to be doing until I became a mother. And holy shit, is there a lot of shit. And no, I don't use cloth diapers. So making my baby registry was honestly a immensely anxiety-provoking situation. I remember I just leaned on other moms to be like, what do I actually need? Because if I listened to what like Babylist said that I needed or what, people on social media told me that I needed, I would have spent thousands of dollars and wasted all of it. So, evolutionarily, we did just fine with these babies without any of the fancy schmancy stuff. So these are things that I personally do not think that you need. And, if you feel differently, drop it in the comments. I'm here for discussions and debates, if you will. I don't think that you need any type of Bluetooth anything for your baby. I don't think that you need like a special carrier or even crib that, like rocks and dances and spins and vibrates. Those are all ways that you're externally trying to soothe your baby. And all of those things might work, like having a fun little swingy swing for the baby works. But you know what actually is going to work better than that? Holding your baby. Rocking your baby, dancing with your baby, having your baby in a carrier while you go about the world. Because also there is this culture that, okay, my baby needs pitch black. They need a sound machine. They need this special blankie. They need all these things to sleep. And we're just creating a culture of babies that are not able to regulate themselves. Because children should, and I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers here, children should be able to sleep almost anywhere. So if you get your baby used to sleeping in this like perfectly produced environment that is not reflective of the external world, that is going to be an issue. Like you should be vacuuming with your baby on you. You should be playing music in your house. You should be doing dishes while your baby's sleeping. Like all these things so that your baby gets used to just feeling peace in the world. So I honestly don't think that you need like one of those snoo bassinets. I don't think that you need any of those fancy contraptions for your child because your baby just needs you. And that's the kind of biggest thing that I learned from this first year of motherhood. And now my baby's 14 months, which is just mind-blowing to me. But most of the things that I thought I needed were just substitutes for a mother to baby connection or a father to baby connection. And that is truly all that you need. But I'll go through some other things that I don't think that you need. I don't think you need a million baby clothes. First of all, they're going to grow out of them so quickly. You just need a couple things, especially because, like I said, they're going to be growing rapidly. And then you're just going to need to be buying a new wardrobe every couple months. So I would say get a couple different, like onesies or just easy things for your child. I think that snaps on baby clothes are infuriating because what? Do I want to do 30 snaps to get these pants on my baby? Or do I just want a zipper? I would go zipper route. Also, just in general, most baby clothes are made with flame retardants and poison. Like polyester is just plastic. So also, I don't think you need anything polyester. I don't think that you need any of the, fancy sleep sacks. I don't think that you need any of the fancy, baby clothes that are, for X, Y, or Z. Your baby is probably going to be the happiest naked. touching your body, but also just really being mindful as far as what is on their skin, because their skin is so sensitive and it's so cute and it's so soft, and little baby skin, but they don't need to be touching plastic. And truly, that's what almost every item of clothes that you're wearing is probably made of, unless you're choosing natural fibers. So I would definitely go the organic cotton baby route. I would also go flame retardant free, and you'll see that when you buy baby clothes, it'll have a big yellow tag on it if it is flame retardant free. So, a lot of stores that do sell baby clothes, you'll notice the difference in those tags. And I mean, okay, yes, flame retardant, sure, for a baby, but like, is your baby gonna catch on fire? Probably not. And yeah, I might be naive there, but I think I'm not naive. I think I'm just not stupid, honestly. Just don't light your baby on fire, be safe, and don't douse them in flame retardants, because all baby things, it actually blows my mind what they're made with. Like, a lot of baby toys, even today, are plastic, and then they're painted with lead paint. And you might think I'm just exaggerating, but I'm not. A lot of baby products have lead in them. So you probably don't need the fancy toys, this or that. Your baby doesn't care about the toys. Your baby cares about like a pot in the kitchen. Your baby wants like a crinkly bag. Your baby wants a spatula. Your baby is going to light the fuck up with a spatula, I promise you. And they don't need any of the baby toys. It's actually funny to me. I had 2 different cribs that I got for my child. Guess who has never slept in a crib? My child. Guess what the cribs now do? Hold laundry and stuffed animals. And, it's just funny. That's kind of the theme for everything. It's just that we have all these decorations in a room now of things that you didn't use. It's like the baby toy graveyard is her bedroom. You also, and this might be a little controversial too, I do not think that you need swaddles. I think that the babies, like the blankies, they're cozy if you want to like wrap them and just have them feel comfy, cozy, cutesy. But I don't think that you need to be swaddling your baby. And this is, like I said, a little bit controversial, but when babies are born, they have something called the Moreau reflex, and they have lots of different primitive reflexes. And this is truly to help them like wiggle out of the birth canal, and also to survive, how to find your nipple, how to, roll away, just, they're built for success, ideally. So that reflex, the Moreau reflex, is a startle response. And wrapping your baby up limits the startle response. And the fun thing about primitive reflexes, and this is for adults too, because some of you were swaddled as babies and you still have the startle response because you were never allowed to integrate it. So what I'm trying to say is that if you swaddle your baby, they might not integrate their startle response because they're not having that input to the brain. And when we do have that input to the brain, when we allow those reflexes to mature, the brain actually develops. So it's actually an incredible way to stimulate brain growth, to stimulate nervous system development, which we like developed nervous systems. Yes, we do, because that allows us to self-regulate. And, now I'm just going to go off on a tangent, but those babies that are probably swaddled, they probably need those dark rooms with like sound machines to sleep. And they're going to be dysregulated when they're older because they never learned how to do it when they were children. And this is not me saying like, put your baby in a room, let them cry it out. I mean, to each their own. Everyone has different opinions on that as well. I'm just saying that your baby has these innate reflexes that are actually perfect. And that's also, how I feel at large. I think that your baby's perfect. I do. And I think that if you just allowed them to be their perfect baby self, then a lot of things that show up especially in this country with like neurodevelopment, I think a lot of those things would not be as prevalent. And this is just me talking mama to mama, parent to parent right here. Other things that I do not think that you need, I don't think that you need most baby products, like as far as like baby shampoo, baby lotion, baby laundry detergent. There's like one, I think it's called Drift. And yeah, whatever. I should maybe not call it companies, but I am. I think that's what it's called. And it says on it like free and clear, like clean and something. Like it's literally just greenwashing bullshit. Because if you actually look at the ingredients, it's filled with poison. So it has a cute little baby sleeping on the front, and it says that it's clean. So it must be. It's not. Just get unscented, non-toxic stuff. As far as like the baby soaps, the baby like bath products, most of them are just toxic, and they put a baby on it, and then you're told that it's good for your child. I wouldn't put anything on my baby that I wouldn't put on myself. Just because there's a baby on the label doesn't mean that I'm going to put it on my baby. And also throwing that out there, like most of the baby products, like baby powder, baby oil, they're all horrible for you. So just educate yourself a little bit. And if you ever have questions about that, drop them in the comments. I will share with you everything that I use on my sweet little angel baby princessa. I also would never get a monitor that hooks up to Wi-Fi, because also, just speaking of that, I would probably not go into any like first-time mom Facebook groups because they're horrifying, and I'm in multiple. So anywho, in these Facebook groups, there are multiple reports of the camera going on when they're not in the app. And it's because people can hack in and literally watch their child in their room. And I wish I was making this up. I wish that I was just trying to like tell a fun story, but this is true. It happens all the time. And like, I don't think I have to remind anyone right now that shit is weird for children in this world and we must protect them at all costs. So I do not think that you should have a baby monitor that anyone could tap into. I know nothing about technology, hence why my best friend does everything for this podcast technologically wise. I just sit here and talk because if I had to do anything else, nothing would ever come of it. It just wouldn't happen. I could barely adjust this microphone. Let me be clear there. But there are people that know very well how to hack into anything, and then they could watch you. They could watch your baby's routine. They can watch you changing your baby. Like, I'm not going to keep going. But I don't think you need any of that personally. Not saying a monitor is bad, but one that is connecting to the Wi-Fi. And also just like any Bluetooth, anything around your child when they're sleeping, there's so much evidence around how that can impact cognition and neurodevelopment. And I think that not necessary at all. I also don't think that you need like most of the like infant feeders and, even like a baby food processor. Like you could just feed your baby food. You could just mash it up. You could even baby bird it. You could give it to your baby. Just kidding. I sometimes do that though. But you probably don't need any of those fancy things at all. And they're just like expensive blenders. That's what they are. You could literally use your blender and make your baby food. You probably also don't need any of like those baby pouches. I mean, yes, for convenience you can, but there's been a lot of studies that those have crazy levels of like lead and weird stuff in it that you could just blend up some salmon, give it to your baby. Just kidding. You don't even have to blend everything. I'm just making silly jokies here. What other things was I told that I need to buy, or else I would be a terrible mother, that I did not buy? Almost everything. I almost got nothing for the baby. And by nothing, I mean we had a few pieces of clothes. I had my body. I did get diapers. Most of the diapers are just made with plastic, by the way. So you just want to be mindful, because anything that's touching your baby's skin, you don't want it to be something that could impact them negatively. And unfortunately, we live in a world where we have to be extra careful about what these things are made with. So most conventional things you would find at like a drugstore to put on your baby, I just wouldn't buy them. And I know that's a broad statement, but it's true. That's genuinely how I feel. That's truly, genuinely how I feel. They come out literally perfect, like perfect, especially if you're breastfeeding. You have everything that you need. Like you just need your boobs and your baby. Let them sleep on you. Maybe like one carrier. You don't need 17 different carriers. You don't need a forward-facing carrier, a backwards-facing carrier, X, Y, or Z. You don't need that. But you probably do want a stroller. I have a friend that didn't get a stroller until her baby was like 2, and she's like, wow, this is really nice. Strollers are nice. I do think you need a stroller, but I will say that most strollers are doused in, guess what? Flame retardants. Am I missing something? Like, do babies spontaneously combust or something? Because I'm just not understanding why everything for babies is loaded in flame retardants. I'm just really not. Even their mattresses, their sheets, like just go full crunchy. Like there's actually only one stroller that I found that does not have flame retardants, and that is the Nuna. I have the Nuna. I love it. I like to think of it as the Mercedes of strollers. It is very expensive. Very expensive. It was an investment. I just heard my child say mama, and my nipples squirted a little bit. But I heard that. So, and she agrees. The Nuna is the best. So, yeah, anything loaded in flame retardants is probably not great. And honestly, just know that they make money based on what they tell you to buy. So they're just making money, but they might not have a background in health. And truly, I hate Instagram for many reasons. And one is that it makes you feel inadequate, and it definitely makes new mothers feel like they're doing everything wrong. Like, I should be able to wake up in the morning and do X, Y, and Z and feel happy and perfect and all these things. But like, Motherhood is hard. And I think that the more realistic expectations that we have, the easier that process is going to go. And you are not a bad parent because you don't have a million things for your child, because truly all they need, especially in the first year of their life, is you and a happy, safe environment. And I will say that, just being mindful of what your baby is exposed to, just because that's setting them up for their long-term health. Baby bottles, plastic, probably wouldn't do that. Anything plastic I would try to avoid in general. Even like your baby's mattresses and everything, just trying to go cotton. Like, just think about it. Cotton. We love cotton. We don't love polyester. We don't love plastic. We don't love flame retardants. What else was I told that my baby needed that she did not need? Definitely didn't need drift. I think those are the big ones, fam. So what do you need? You need other moms. That's what you need. You need a community. You need someone filling your freezer with soup. You need someone just to drop you off snackies. You need a full water bottle. You need someone to take the baby so that you can shower and go to sleep. You need other moms that have been through it so that you can lean on them and say, is this normal? And they can calm you, because you don't need to get information from Facebook groups from random mothers. You don't need to be fear-mongered by, your pediatrician. Obviously, I'm saying get care when you need care, but I'm saying that your intuition actually knows best, and your body was built to grow a baby, birth a baby, care for your baby. So in that first year, just really lean into that. Less is more. You can always buy something that you need, right? But in the prepping phase, I would say invest your money in a meal delivery service rather than getting 17 different carriers for every season of life and 2 different strollers and whatever it is. So if you have any questions about specific products, please drop them in the comments below, because I would love to answer them for you. You're doing a great job, Mama and Papa. And next episode, we'll have my daughter on it, and she's going to talk all about how perfect she is. Just kidding. She would just be like, Mama. That's what she does now. That's how she says mama. Just Mama. Like an alien. Mama. Okay. Love you all. See you soon.